Inside PressBox is presented by Friedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to Friedmont.com now for all of your mortgage needs. Welcome to another edition of Inside PressBox. I survived the polar bear plunge. I'm your host, Stan the Fan Charles. This week on Inside PressBox, I'll talk with the head coach of Towson Tigers men's basketball, Pat Skiri, and take you onto the shores of the Chesapeake for a look at my very first polar bear plunge. But first, let's get right to some hardcore Baltimore sports talk. Joining me now is my friend and 105.7 contributor, Mark Zinno. And Mark, I said that I would have you on. We had you on a couple months ago, right when you got back from Iraq. And I said, let's have you on. We spent a nice amount of time talking about your service, but let's get you on to just talk some sports. So what better week to have you on than just before the Super Bowl, because you're a Giants fan.
Yeah, I grew up a Giants fan, although I don't.
So you love them this week?
No, I don't. I really, really don't. You know, I look at this game and I just think that after what happened in 2007, after the way the Giants upset the Patriots, destroyed their perfect season, and kind of really stuck it to two guys who like to stick it to a lot of people, and Brady and Belichick, they've been waiting for this moment for a long time. They've been salivating at the opportunity to do this again. And I just don't see this as an opportunity that they're ever going to let slip by. They're too good. They're too professional. They are too kind of competitive to ever let a moment like this get away from them.
Now, I saw, looking at some stats, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. You probably know it better than I do. I saw that the Giants, despite how well they played defense late in the year, they've given up 500 more yards than they themselves have rushed for. And to me, that's the little-known secret of the Patriots, is they can run the football because of those tight ends. Sure. You can't overreact to one side of what Brady's going to do.
Well, let's not forget what the Giants are. For as well as they've played over the last couple of weeks and in the playoffs, they
still lost to the Redskins twice.
They did lose to the Redskins twice, an embarrassing one. That's really where it turned the corner for them when they lost at home. I think it was in Week 15. But this is a team that was last in the NFL in rushing, is in the bottom 5 of the league in pass defense, and they were a 9-7 team, and no 9-7 team has ever won a Super Bowl. Only 2 of them have made it there: the Arizona Cardinals, who lost to the Steelers, and the Los Angeles Rams, who lost to the Steelers back in '79. So it bodes well for the Giants that the Steelers aren't playing in this game. But again, there's a reason that they're 9-7, because they have a lot of holes. And what does Belichick do better than everybody else? Exploit the weaknesses.
Now, the fact that they played earlier in the year, to me, I just have a feeling it inures to Belichick's benefit a little bit. They did lose 24-20. I think that was at Gillette Stadium.
It was at Gillette Stadium.
But I think it inures to them that they know sort of the best punch that the Giants can throw.
If you go back to 2007, and a lot of people are making those parallels between this Giants team and the one that was in 2007. Remember, those two teams played in the final week of the season, and the Patriots won that game 38-35 to complete their perfect regular season at 16-0.
Right.
Giants returned the favor by beating them in the Super Bowl. People are saying that the script will be flipped here again, but I think from the standpoint of a guy like Belichick is a master adjuster, and that's what makes him so good. He's so much better of an adjustment coach than everybody else in this league. He'll take that loss that he had in the beginning of the year, and if you go back to that game, it was a scoreless game through the first half, 0-0. All the points were scored in the second half of that game, and the Giants won on the last second drive where they threw a touchdown. Right, they threw a touchdown and win the game with 15 seconds left. So I think this is a very good chess match, and as you say, it kind of favors Belichick because that's what his strength is.
Give me a score in the game. Odds makers have it at 2.5.
Yeah,
I see it about a dozen.
Well, I think that if you look at the over-under, which is set at 55,
right.
If you think it's going to go over, that obviously favors the Patriots. As good as the Giants can be on offense, they lost in a shootout to the Green Bay Packers. Okay, they lost to the New Orleans Saints, got blown out, couldn't keep up with their offense, so they can score. But if they're not playing defense, their offense is useless. So if you think it's going to go over, you should probably take the Patriots. If you like the defensive battle to come through, the Giants probably have a shot. I do think it's like a 4 or 6 point game, somewhere in the neighborhood of 26-20 in favor of New England.
Okay. I like it about 34-23, something like that, by the Patriots. By the way, I'm leaning over to pick up this copy of PressBox that's out this month with Jim Patzos on the cover. You happen to have another day job, but I'd call it a day job, but it's more like a night job most of the time. You do the play-by-play on ESPN radio for Loyola Greyhounds. Your thoughts on how Michael Amft, who wrote that story, how he captured the good about Jimmy Patzos?
Well, you know, Jimmy has been a guy that I've watched grow up and change over the years. I've been with him since his first day at Loyola. I've been the play-by-play guy.
I could see you two guys getting along well.
Yeah, the play-by-play guy since the day he stepped on Loyola's campus. And, you know, the article does a great job of talking about the metamorphosis of Jimmy, not only as a human being, but as a head coach. And I think what's great about Jimmy, and I think what the article brings to light, is that he is a very, very astute individual at understanding the surroundings around him and understanding the moment that he's in. And he preaches that to the young men that he coaches. And I think when you look at what he's brought to this area and what he's brought to the school, he gets young kids like R.J. Williams and Dylan Cormier, Baltimore kids to come here that were going other places before. Jimmy understands what it means to have those grassroots, and he grows and develops them. Not only has he changed, but this program has changed. And I think the other thing that the article starts to allude to, which is great, is that Jimmy's time is now. Yep. And the Greyhounds' time is now. Baltimore basketball is starting to lull a little bit. Even look down at College Park in Maryland. Gary's gone. Now is a time where you can fall in love with this Greyhounds team, and Jimmy is just the perfect character to be at the top of that mountain. All
right, you're doing the play-by-play. You can hear all the Loyola Greyhound games on 1300 AM with Gary Lambrecht. Do you think they can make the tournament this year? 30 seconds or less.
They've got a greatest shot as they've ever had. This is the deepest and most athletic team that Loyola has ever fielded. They are very talented, very athletic. They can shoot, they can score, they can play defense. They just do everything you need them to do.
All right, Mark Zinno, thank you very much. When we return, I'll visit with Towson head basketball coach Pat Skiri. Don't go away. Maroon PR is the leading sports and entertainment PR and marketing firm in the region. Now more than ever, they're a full-service firm that can handle all of your public relations, branding, and marketing needs. Visit maroonpr.com to learn more.